Are you serious? Are you serious? What is this thing? As you look at I'm going to show you right here. And I put it on the thumbnail. There you see it. Now in Scotland, they think this could have been the skeleton of the Loch Ness monster, the Loch Ness monster. What? I mean, come on. Now, first thing I did when I saw it was, is this fake news? Is this a fake? But then I found out, no, wait a minute. It's the United Kingdom. Several news agencies are covering this. Scotland on Sunday is covering it. Channel News 7, the UK. Also, the Daily Mail is covering this. Also, the Sun is covering it. Also, the Scottish Sun is covering this. The North Wales Live is covering it. Other Patriots Times, Live Science, there's other people. So here's the deal. This skeleton-like creature during the big storm that hit hit in England washed up this monster. Let me just put it, I'm going to show you more on this. Let me tell you what the Bible says about it. But put a shout out right now real fast to www.noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Silver always seems to play second fiddle to gold, like Jay to Silent Bob or Ben Crosby to Bob Hope. But like any double act, one feeds off the other. Silver is the straight guy to the more charming yellow metal, but its star shines just as bright. Noble Gold has seen their clients make over 14% on silver between December and January, and the curtain hasn't really even opened up on the year yet. In a recent review, though, Megan said, quote, I've worked with noblegoldinvestment.com to transfer 2 IRAs over to convert to precious metal investments. The Noble Gold system is systematic and efficient. Everything is handled for you after a couple of simple forms and a phone conversation. And she's just one of hundreds of satisfied clients who have left incredible reviews. So if you're looking for a company you can trust to look after your silver IRA or your 401k investments, you can't go wrong, folks, with noblegoldinvestments.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestments.com. Or pick up the phone right now and call Colin Plume at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. And they're a Christian company, family owned. Let them look after your retirement and tell them Paul Begley sent you. All right, now, here's the story. Again, here's the picture of what could be what they think in Scotland they're calling the Loch Ness Monster. But I'm thinking maybe we should turn to the Bible. Now, according to this report, the locals there in Scotland, over in Aberdeen, the picture has been shared over there. And there was a storm. The storm was Kyra. There was 90-mile-an-hour winds as waves 50 foot high battered the coast of England and Scotland and Ireland. Furbar News said this weird creature was washed up on the beaches of Aberdeen. Possible suggestions of the identity of the mysterious North Sea creature were put forward, with people saying, could this be the skeleton of a whale, or an orca, or a large, incredible dolphin of some sort? Others joked and said, no, wait a minute, that carcass could be the remains of Scotland's very own Loch Ness Monster, which is from that area. Other people said, no, it can't be Nessie. But it's not the first time people have speculated over the existence of the Loch Ness Monster. Despite numerous sightings over the years, there's still no concrete proof that a real monster called the Loch Ness Monster really existed. It was spotted way back in 565. A biography named Irish monk Saint Columba mentioned a giant water beast dragging a man to his death in the Scotland River. He called it the Loch Ness Monster. And however, back in 1933, after a road was built along the loch, making it far less isolated, within months, several people came forward claiming they seen a giant beast lurking in the water. And of course, there was that famous photograph taken called the surgeon's photograph, taken back in 1934. And I know you guys have seen that picture from so many years ago. And they called that the Loch Ness Monster. Here's a photograph that Ian Bremmer took just 3 years ago. This was in 2017. People said that could be also the Loch Ness Monster. Well, this is the skeleton that washed up on the shores. You can see how large it is. What is it? Is it the skeleton of a whale? Is it an orchid? What is it? Well, what does the Bible say? Is there such a thing as a demon of the sea? Is there such a thing as Leviathan? Well, let's read what the Bible says. God was having a major discussion with Job, and God said in chapter 41 these words to Job. He said, Job, canst thou draw out Leviathan with a hook, or his tongue with a cord, which thou lettest down? Can thou put a hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through with a horn? Will he make supplications unto thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee? Will he make a covenant with thee? Wilt thou take him for a servant forever? Wilt thou play with him as with a bird? Or wilt thou bind him for thy maidens? Shall the companions make a banquet of him? Shall they part him among the merchants? Canst thou fill his skin with barbed irons, or his head with fish spears? Lay thine hand upon him. Remember the battle. Do no more. Behold, the hope of him is in vain. Shall not one be cast down even at the sight of him? God's asking a very serious question. He goes on to say this about Leviathan. He says in verse 13, who can discover the face of his garment? Or who can come to him with a double bridle? Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about. His scales are his pride, shut up together as with a closed seal. One is so near to another that no air can come between them. Talk about the scales on this serpent, the sea serpent of the sea. And he goes on to say, out of his mouth goes burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. He's fire breathing. Out of his nostrils goeth smoke, and out of his seething pot or cauldron his breath kindleth coals, and a flame goeth out of his mouth. His neck remaineth strength. His sorrow is turned into joy before him. The flakes of his flesh are joined together, and they are firm in themselves. They cannot be moved. And his heart is as firm as a stone, yet as hard as a piece of nether millstone. Guys, this thing is huge. And what the Bible is referring to is a monster of the sea. Well, I don't know if that's what this is, or what this is, or where this picture is, but I know they're all over it in the different news agencies over in Scotland. No matter what anybody says, God himself describes to us a fire-breathing beast of the ocean, Leviathan. And he dares Job to see if he can handle him, because God can. And if God can handle the sea serpent, I'm sure he can handle us. Give your life to Jesus Christ. We're running out of time. The coronavirus has exploded on the scene. We've got all kinds of information we're going to talk to Mike from around the world with tonight. We're going to go live at 9:45 p.m. That's 9:45 p.m. at this YouTube channel, plus my backup channel, plus all of my social media outlets, live with Mike from around the world. We're going to be talking about the coronavirus. We're going to be talking about the fire that's coming through the cracks in Ecuador, China, and Russia. Right out of the ground, fire is shooting. It's not volcanoes. What is it? Is it the magma moving? Is it the lava? Is the core of the earth heating up from planet X, Nibiru, planet number 9, the binary system, the 5 waves of energy? What's happening? And are we in the end times? And what about some of the military advancements going on? And what about the swamp? And what else is going on? We're going to talk about it tonight. The coronavirus complete update. What is today? An announcement was just made. The United States military has went into full swing. They've put a plan together to deal with the coronavirus pandemic. That announcement came from the Pentagon today. Let's find out what Mike from around the world knows about it and why. Have we ever done anything like this before with a pandemic? If not, then why now? I just got a report in Japan that cruise ship that had 13 people on there sick with the coronavirus, it's now 44 people on that ship that are sick with the coronavirus. One person has already died. And the ship is still floating out there with thousands of people on it wanting to get off like a floating petri dish of the coronavirus. Tonight, Mike from around the world, are you saved? Was this a bioweapon?